Alright guys, amagandang amaga to all my Filipino people. How you guys doing out there? How you guys doing? Alright. That right there. I was going to record with this and then upload it to my phone. But this is a beast right here. Like, if you're going to do some vlogging, this camera right here, I love this camera. And I'm going to tell you a couple of things before I get started on the story. This camera right here is way better than my GoPro 10 or GoPro 9 that I have. Okay? Way better. When it gets dark, you know, a lot of people say GoPro is not good in the dark or at a certain time of the day when the sun is going down. This right here, when it's dark or the sun is kind of up, but you know, it's about the sun about to set, this does way better than the GoPro would at certain times of night. So that's why I like this. Okay. Plus, there's already a memory on board. Okay, so you don't have to. Excuse me, guys. Whew. Let me get some water. So I just came out this cold area over here. You don't have to put a memory card in right off unless you're making a lot of videos. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. So it has an onboard memory storage. So you can just download it, record something, download it, then erase it or whatever you're going to do. Then plus you can put a memory card in here. I would highly recommend putting like a terabyte in there, okay? Because you're going to do a lot of recording. And then the good thing, two more good things about this. I love it because it has a back screen that comes on. Let me turn it on real quick for you guys. And this is actually a quick record. So I didn't even have to press the power button. I can just push the record button and it just pops right on. Then you can record in the back here, as you can see me. And then on the front, there's a front facing camera. And guess what? This front facing camera is actually a touch screen also. You can touch the front of the camera and it's a touch screen. Well, I already touched it, but it says swipe to unlock. Okay, so I already did that. Okay, I'm gonna show you real quick. You can touch that right there. And all the menus and stuff come up. But anyway, and one more thing. Let me turn this off. One more thing. What is it doing? Okay, turn it off. Okay, and it can track you. Like, you can set it down and you can move within the frame of the lens, and it will track you like this. Not saying that this whole thing will move. It's like the inner tracking part of it will kind of follow you. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, I'm counting the days down. I have less than 100 days before we can go to the Philippines. Okay, I cannot wait. I can't wait to eat some kinilaw. I love that dish so much. I love kinilaw. And then I'm gonna head over to the Mall of Asia. It's my favorite spot. I need to go upstairs to the top floor, see what they added up there, because that's a new section that they added, and they added a game room area in the Mall of Asia. It's very big, from what I understand. It used to be like in another section of the mall, but they added another bigger game room, and my son loves the games in the Philippines because those games in the Philippines, they pay very generous. They give you a lot of tickets, and a lot of the games in the Philippines are still pumping out tickets. But here in the U.S., like you go to Dave & Buster's and some places like that, all your tickets are loaded to a card. So when you're playing, they automatically load to your card. But they're like pumping out tickets. And that's the fun part of it. That's always been the fun part of playing games, right? You're trying to get the most tickets as possible. People watching you and they see you with these stacks of tickets. You know, that's the fun part. But anyway, so I'm having this debate with this guy like I usually do. And I still have more information about my friend that's in the Philippines. So I'm going to talk about that at a later date. But today, I was talking to a guy at work, and the first thing that came out his mouth was, "Oh, don't go to the Philippines to meet a woman because they're scammers. They're all scammers over there. They just want to get out of poverty and this and that." And it really rubbed me the wrong way when he said that. Okay, granted, this guy's like a coworker. He's a friend, but he's just a coworker, right? Somebody I work with. And he's saying these things. And this guy's never, ever, ever owned a passport. He's never left out the country. So he has no clue what he's talking about, right? But he think he knows because of what he sees in social media, okay? So he said, do not date a woman from the Philippines. Don't go there because all of them are scammers. I said, no, they're not. Like, you don't know the situation of everyone's relationship and how everyone met their girlfriend, their Filipina, okay? You don't know. Now, there are some horror stories out there where some Filipinas took advantage of their foreign guy and took their money, okay? It's unfortunate. And I can't blame nobody but that guy, okay? You can only blame the guy because the guy should see all these signs before he was just kind of blinded by the beauty of the Filipino women. But anyway, he said they were all scammers. So I said, no, you're not. There are many successful stories of men meeting a Filipina that is genuine, that do love her foreign guy, and they will be together for a very long time. Very long time. Okay? And then he mentioned, well, if you meet a woman there, don't bring her to the U.S. I said, what have you been watching on YouTube? Like, I'm not saying that everything you're saying is wrong, but there's so many successful stories that you just overlooking or you haven't even seen because a lot of people are not talking about those stories. A lot of people are in very good relationships. They done already got married. They've been married for a long time. They have kids, and they're growing old together, right? They're just growing old together, and they're happy. And he also brought up a lot of these old guys. They're going over there in the Philippines and meeting these young girls. I said, you know what? Let me tell you something. Okay? Just because there's rules here in the U.S., there's laws here in the U.S., when you go there, the laws and the rules are different. Okay? The laws and the rules are different. Okay? And over there, a Filipino with an older guy is normal. It is normal. And don't get me wrong, because when I first landed in the Philippines, and I seen an older guy, he looked like he was in his 70s, and his girlfriend looked like she's in her 20s. I thought that was odd. I mean, it felt very strange to see many of old guys over there dating young women. Some were genuine and some were just there just to do whatever, okay? To spend their money and do whatever they choose to do, okay? If they choose to spend money like that and don't care, then that's them, okay? Some of them are okay with that. Some of those old guys are okay going out, splurging their money, especially when they're at the older age, and they just don't care. They want to enjoy themselves, okay? Sometimes, and some of these guys don't care. Why is my camera like that? Is this the light? Yeah, I need to move this down here. So I'm going to put this maybe right here. And some of those guys don't care if they're getting used. Believe it or not, some of these old guys do not care if they're getting used in the Philippines by their woman. Because some of them are almost living like a fantasy that's in real life, that's really happening. And if they have money, they can just spend money and they don't care because they're enjoying themselves. They're enjoying the rest of their life. And other people may look at it and they're like, they're getting used, they're simps and all this other stuff. But that's their choice, okay? Now, if they know they made a mistake and they're telling everyone, this is what happened to me, don't do this, watch out for this, then that's understandable. But there's some older guys, I'm just going to hold this. There's some older guys that go over there and they just enjoy themselves at no matter what it costs, okay? Now, this guy, he was just so convinced that all Filipinos are scammers. And I said, no, they're not. He said, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. He was like, yes, I do. You don't know what I was like, what? Like, he don't really know me like that. Like, he don't know me like that, right? He don't even know my situation, like my Filipino wife and how long we've been together and all these other things. He doesn't know the details of it. But he's saying all these stuff, and I know he just don't know. He's clueless, right? And he said, don't marry a Filipina because you're just gonna get your heart broken and she's gonna take you for all your money. Don't never do that. You can find a decent woman here in the U.S. and some of the things that happen in the Philippines can happen here in the U.S. And I said, well, that part true, yeah. Some of the things that happen in the U.S. can happen in the Philippines and vice versa, right? You can get taken for all you got here in the U.S. Probably even more, right? But for some guys, it is very hard to date a beautiful woman, like a stunning, beautiful woman in their eyes. So when they know they can go on a dating site and possibly get lucky and find a woman that fits their what they're looking for, they go for it, okay? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But it just happened to be when you go into these other countries that people they consider a third world country, your chances will increase on finding a pretty woman, okay? It will increase. Just because, look at it like this. Every woman that's in the Philippines or in these other third world countries, and really I really don't consider Philippines a third world country because of what I've seen. It's just the economy and all this other thing. But when you go to these other countries, why is this car is like really on my back? Like, not even giving me room. If I stop, he's gonna slam right into me. But I don't consider these other countries a third world country. And you have to keep in mind that some of these women are looking for a better life. Like, who doesn't want a better life? Even for a man, if you find a woman that's in the U.S. that has a lot of money, that's rich, and she's into you, most of the men will probably date her, but they may feel a certain way because usually men feel like they're the one that needs to provide and all these other things, right? So your ego is going to kind of get the best of you. But most people want someone that's probably either wealthy or more, or have a little bit more to them so they can help them grow. That's what everyone's looking for. Even people in the Philippines, they're looking for a better life. And if they can find someone that respects them and love them and take care of them and everything, they're going to go for it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only time there is something wrong with that is if the Filipina takes advantage of her foreign guy, right? And she does it many times over and over and over to multiple guys. That's when the scammy part come in, okay? But most Filipinas They just want to get out of their situation if they are in a poverty type situation, which all Filipinos are not in poverty. Okay, everyone in the Philippines is not in poverty. Okay, but they are the most happiest people on the face of the planet. I can say that firsthand. But the guy, he just thinks he knows everything about relationships, and he's not even married. He doesn't even have a girlfriend at the moment. But he thinks he's just the Dr. Phil of relationships, and he can tell you about everything, and what he says is right. And I'm like, you know what? You're partially right, and most of the stuff you're saying is wrong. But the whole thing is, you cannot, just because someone else has a bad experience in the Philippines doesn't mean that you're going to have a bad experience in the Philippines, okay? And don't do this. This is one thing you don't want to do. Don't copy someone else's blueprint on how they find a woman, okay? Don't copy no one else's blueprint. Like, you be yourself, and you do what you need to do if you want to find a nice woman, okay? And you want to know, did I find my wife on a dating site? No, I didn't. It just happened that I just seen her online. I was in the chat room and I just seen her online. And we talked for years. Like, me and my wife talked for many years before I even went over there. And before I went, like, I already knew, like, I'm not going to just go over there, fall in love that quickly, and I don't even know her. Like, there's some of you guys out here that meet the woman, and y'all just so blinded by how she looked, and y'all just so stunned on the beauty of the Filipino woman, and you lose your mind, right? You lose your mind. And then you just met her like 3 months, and then you flying over there, and she's with you, and y'all do y'all thing, and then now you just fall in love, and you're like trapped, right? It's like the best thing that ever happened to you, but you're moving too quick, and that's the key. I think the most important thing of trying to meet a Filipino woman is you need to take your time. Take your time, okay? Me and my wife, we met 2005, I think that's when we started talking on and off, like year after year. It was on and off, because I was still dating people. I had just got out of a divorce, and I was dating people on and off. And I told myself, like, I would never fly to the Philippines. I don't think I'm gonna go there. It's too far, blah, blah, blah. And then, a situation just arose. Like, I was getting out of a bad relationship, and I was like, I literally got sick. Let me turn this off. I literally got bed sick, like stressed out. You can be so stressed out to where you don't want to get out the bed. Like, you don't want to do nothing but sleep, and stay in the bed and not do nothing. I was at that point, and I was just at that point. And then that same week is when my wife, now, she contacted me, and we talked again. And it just popped in my head, like, you know what? Maybe this is where I need to be. So some of you already know this story. So I got me a ticket, and I ended up flying over there, right? And I think I got over there 2009, but I met her like 2005 is when we kind of talked on and off. And then 2009, I actually flew over there. We started talking again, and then I flew over there. I said, you know what? Let me go over there. I think we talked for about another year after that. And then I flew over there, and it worked out pretty good. And I said, I'm going to come back next year, my next vacation. And every year I just kept going back, and we talked. And this is another thing, how you know that your Filipino is really, really, really into you. Okay. When y'all talking on the phone, or we had Skype. So we talked on Skype, or whatever you guys going to use, Facebook, and it's a live video like FaceTime. If she's really, really, really into you, she's going to be on that screen looking at you day and night, all day long. Like, she's going to be watching you all day long. And you're going to be looking at her till sun come up, until sun go down, every second of the day. When she goes to sleep, you're going to be watching, and she may even leave her camera on while she sleep. You go to sleep, your camera's going to be on. She's going to be cooking. She's going to be up in the morning, doing her thing. And then at night, you're in the bed, sleep like this, and your camera's on. She's watching you sleep. And she's cleaning the house or doing whatever. Or she may cut it off and come back. Right? Vice versa. You get up in the morning, you're going to work, and she's about to get ready to go to bed. Your camera's on, you watch her, and she's going to bed. Lunchtime, you call her, she's in the bed, or she's doing this and doing that. Every single day, all day long. And it's not saying that it's over, like she's being overprotective. It's because when it gets to that point, you're gonna know like she's into you, okay? She's into you. That's one of the signs, okay? Now, I'm not saying that it works for everybody, but that's one of the signs that she's really into you, okay? If she's not like trying to scam you, okay? Because some scammers are really good out there, but all Filipinos are not scammers, okay? And that's how you know. You gotta know, like you gotta use your brain. When it's right, it's right. It doesn't take. It's not a short period of time and then you fall in love, and next thing the next week you're getting married. You met her 2 months ago, and now you over there. Now y'all want to get married in the next week after that. Like, it doesn't work like that. Okay. And then 2009, I flew over there. 2011, we got married. And then eventually 2014, she was here in the U.S. And now we go back every year. Every year we go back to the Philippines and enjoy yourself. Right? So every man cannot use the same blueprint as another person, because we're not all the same. Every relationship is different. Every person is different. But you got to use your brain. Just like this guy at work. He's not using his brain. He's looking at blueprints of things he see, or some of these guys are copying blueprints of other people's relationship and try to do the same path, and it's not going to work out like that. And you will even see some guys that are in a decent relationship with a Filipina, and then the other guy or his friend will be like, I need a Filipina just like you. Like, he's talking about his friend's wife or his friend's girlfriend. Can you find me a Filipina like you? Because that guy's really attracted to that girl, to his girlfriend or his wife. So, and that's how you know that a person like that they're not using their own judgment, and they're using someone else's blueprint to try to be happy. Okay. But that's it, guys. That's it. I wanted to bring that up. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. Is it over here? This is on my right. This is my right. So is it over here or is it on the left? But hit the subscribe button down there and hit the bell. Make sure you hit the bell, open it up, and hit all, okay? Greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all my Filipino people that watch me, that continue to watch me. Some of you guys don't say nothing. I just know y'all watch. I greatly appreciate that. And some of you guys are overseas, and you're doing your Filipinos, you Filipino are overseas watching my video also. Thank you. I greatly appreciate everybody. Okay. I cannot wait to get back to meet the Filipino people and eat this Kenny Lau. Okay. All right, guys. I have to go. Salamat. Thank you. Mahal Kita to all my Filipino people, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace. I need some water.